Hello, my name is Oscar. I study at the Pan American University of Puerto in the Faculty of Education and Humanities School of Modern Languages. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the creativity of language. And to do that, let's first break down the main concepts of the idea, which are language and creativity, so we can explore how is human language creative. So first, in a very few words, language is the structured system that allows for communication, whether it is through speech, writing, or gesture. That can be a broad definition of language that, in other words, represents the capacity to communicate. Now, regarding creativity, creativity has a lot of ways we could look at it, but in a general sense, creativity is about it's related first to the word create, meaning to produce something where before there was nothing. So creativity finds it is at the end of the day, creativity is related to many things, like problem solving, finding solutions that weren't initially thought of. But also, it is very related to art, because in the art process, some of the things that I have already said manifest, like creating something where before there was nothing. So creativity relates to creation, relates to innovation, and to one very important word, that is originality. Okay, so in a broad sense, creativity is a faculty. It is a faculty, a characteristic that that we can use, that we can exploit, and that we can strengthen, and that allows us to do many different things: find unexpected solutions, find a way to reuse resources. It allows us to make works of art, and so on and so forth. So, having talked about language and having talked a little bit about creativity, so what is the creativity of language, and how can language be creative? Well, one funny thing is that language is very associated to the essence of humanity, and so is art and creativity. And you will find that language is inherently creative. And when I say that you will find, is that in our everyday lives we can already see that, for example, that we can look at any language like English, and we just have to turn our gaze towards the different places around the world where the English language is used, and we can see how locally the language adapts to the necessities and to the essence of the people that use it. And that is how accents, local expressions, local meanings for phrases and words come into existence. So the thing is that language can be molded, and it's being molded every day because it is a reflection of ourselves, of our societies, of our social constructs and beliefs and values. So that is a way that we can find and that we can see how language is creative. But we can also look at many, many different examples, such as in writing, for example. In writing, we have tons of resources available to create different arrangements in the way that we are writing to communicate certain and very specific things, feelings, emotions, or perspectives, such as metaphors, such as verses in the case of poetry. We can arrange the words to create rhythm, and we can write a sentence and communicate not only its direct meaning, but also a subtext, a theme, okay, underlying that we are able to express without explicitly doing so. Or we can look at humor, for example. Humor is a wonderful way to see how creative language can be. How many jokes rely on language technicalities to be funny? Language, in conclusion, language can be shaped into many, many different things. We see it locally in communities that adapt a language to their own vocabulary and their own way of thinking and expressing, but also individually. Every one of us takes the vocabulary that we're given, the language that we're given, and express it in our own way, in our own way of conducting ourselves. That is, again, a reflection. So, in the way that every one of us speaks and uses the language, we can see again that we constantly shape it, transform it, and use it to better suit our needs and our personalities. So that is why there is so much creativity that goes many times unnoticed in language. And that is a very beautiful and passionate topic to discuss. Well, I hope you enjoyed this brief reflection on the creativity of language. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you on the next video. Goodbye for now.